Hello, world and all who inhabit it. The camera's crooked. I spent several minutes setting it up and it doesn't have an external viewfinder, so... Hi, Gizmo! Hi! Oh, it looks like he's joining us. Today I thought it'd be fun to go through one of my old portfolios. That, I mean, this giant hunk of stuff here, you can't really tell, but this is actually probably between 8 and 12 pounds of... I don't remember what's in this. Let's find out together, yeah? Oh! First thing is a painting I did a few years ago of one of my favorite artists, Laura Zombie. Yeah, I know, I'm not petting you, I know. Like, I think she turned out okay, but the cat is very scary. Let's see what else is in here. I don't remember what kind of pencils I used on this. For anyone familiar with, oh, what is her name? Like, this is a drawing actually of one of her works. She does a lot of darker fantasy stuff, kind of like this. It's very melodramatic, and I love it. Victoria Francis. That's it. I don't remember how long this took, but I think by the time I got to this point, I just wanted to be done, so I just didn't do anything else. This is a screen print I did in college. It's dated for March 5th, 2013. This is a second of 5 prints. I don't really love serigraphy, personally, but I do wish that I had more time to work on it. I miss printmaking. Oh my god! This artist, I was 17 when I first saw it, and I mean, like, all over the room there were these little signs that said, imagine everything is dream. It was set up as a campsite, so it was on all the leaves, and it was on tent. I don't know who the artist is, but I wish I did, because the phrase always stuck with me. I thought it was just really unique. Colored pencil. I did this in one night, my freshman year of college, and I also have this phrase tattooed on my shoulder blade. And what's also interesting, for those of you who know me, is I ran across that, and I got that tattoo long before ever being diagnosed with depersonalization disorder. A lot of people describe as feeling like you're dreaming all the time. This was our first assignment, also freshman year of college, for illustration 1. This is done on Bristol. It's good for colored pencils, but you can probably see there's kind of a waxy sheen. Hi, Alice. There's another cat joining us. The quote, I don't think you can read it, but it says, "So what are you going to do now?" There's this piece of typography, who I also don't know who did it, that's just stuck with me forever, and it's black text and this gray text, and the black text is all these irrational things. Everything's crumbling, everything's falling apart, and then the gray text is kind of a more of a voice of reason. One of them is, I'm screaming and no one is listening, and the gray text says, that's because you're too busy screaming to hear anything. So the quote at the bottom, after all this panicking happened, and very, very little, was just, "So what are you going to do now?" And that just always really stuck with me. So we're gonna move a baby. Yeah. No, stop walking on my heart. Stop it. There's an entire bed, but that's where she wants to walk. Yeah. I think this was just kind of an experiment with ink that I did at some point. I love fairy tales, and I kind of went through this phase where I was really obsessed with like crowns and flower crowns and nymphs and things like that. Oh my gosh, I have a bone folder in here. There are all these times where I'm like, gosh, I wish I had one of those. You do. You're just very disorganized. Alice. I'm like, I want to sit on Mom, but I want to sit on Mom's art, but yeah. This is a woodcut print. The assignment was to do it with different blocks. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. I really miss printmaking so much. This was an assignment I got like a C on. You can see why I didn't get a good grade, because the assignment was to create gradients, and I basically didn't do that at all. This is a painting in India ink and gouache. We made a trade, I see. This is an incomplete screen print. It's also got a lot going on. Alright, what's in here? Oh my gosh! What? I just have a giant blank pad of Bristol paper! This is awesome! And also a reminder to organize yourself so that you don't keep buying paper that you don't need. I would say I don't know why I'm like this, but I think it has a lot to do with the ADHD. That was exploring my portfolio, part 1. I say part 1 because I have another one over there, and then I think I have a whole bunch of stuff at my parents' house. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell icon because YouTube, either it tells you all the videos somebody's made even if you haven't asked, or you hit the bell icon and it just doesn't, so I hope it works. And consider supporting me on Patreon. I write blog posts about mental illness, I'm working on comics about depersonalization disorder, creating a graphic novel kind of thing about my own experiences with it. I do these videos, I make other art, I just do a whole lot of things. Consider supporting me for just literally just $1 a month. And thank you to my patrons that are already, my patrons that are already over there. You guys are amazing.
Turn off record just as soon as Alice lets me. Just as soon as she lets